to be #1. D for devil. No one crosses Willie D. D for dynamite.
I ain't no pimp, I ain't no G, just a boy with the Hennessy. I ain't no pimp, I ain't no G, just a boy with the Hennessy. I ain't no pimp, I ain't no G, just a boy with the Hennessy.
Well, welcome to Detroit Music Station and the Pam Rossi Show. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. As we do every Tuesday, that's the plan, to be here live. You know, you can sit at your desk having lunch, or if you're just hanging out at home, tune us in, and wherever you've got a computer, you can check it out. The whole thing is video-based, and that's what we do. If you are a musician or have a band, make sure that you do go to www.detroitmusicstation.com and give us your videos so we can stream those constantly. We don't want to miss any local musicians. And I say local, Southeast Michigan is basically the area that we are working with to promote local music. That's what it's all about, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do this every week for our local musicians. And each week I have a local musician here with me. Today we have Frank Grimaldi. Hello, Frank.
Hey, Pam, how you doing?
And Joe Stanley. Thank you. I think all the cameras are. Get the gamut there. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We met this past summer. Rocking on the riverfront.
Yeah, right down the road.
Right down the road. And a big event that we do at WCSX every summer. We've been doing it, I think, over 10 years now.
Yep.
And bring in bands. And we have this contest for local bands to open up for the national bands. And you won.
Rockin' Wars, yep. I remember, it wasn't that long ago, but I remember seeing like Mark Farner and Mitch Ryder down there when I was growing up. I always thought it was so cool. And I saw a friend of mine's teacher play in a band called the Tall Dogs. They opened up for Mitch Ryder, I think.
Okay.
And I always wanted to play on that stage, and we got into the Rockin' Wars contest. We submitted a video for our song Nail Driver that we recorded on the GMO show, a local cable area broadcast show. Mm-hmm. And we won. We had everybody voted for us. It was the coolest thing. It was a great experience, and we got to play down at Greektown Casino, I believe, for a WCSX party for the selection, and we got to open for 38 Special on the riverfront in front of a couple thousand people.
Was that overwhelming?
Oh, it was great. I think it just made us want it more. I think more of that.
Feed the fuel, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're on that stage. It's a pretty high stage, and you're looking out at, I mean, like you said, thousands of people. It's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we met. So it was really cool. And actually, that was the first time I heard the whole band, Dirty Basement Band, and pretty impressive. So yeah, you deserve to have a spot up there. And again, we'll be, the word is we'll still keep this going. Obviously, it's such a great event. And but I haven't heard anything about who the major bands are, and we'll do that again for all you listening out there. Watch our WCSX page. They'll have trials to send in your videos and all that to get on that stage again. So you just said something that cracks me up. You said when I was little and watching them, did you mean when you were watching Rockin' on the River?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are very young.
Yeah, it wasn't just a joke. Those darn kids. I'm 26.
Oh, that's not that young.
It's not, you know.
Okay, well.
I'm the baby of the band.
Baby of the band? Okay, okay.
So, yeah, I think I was like 13 or 14 years old when I was watching Eric Burden. He came down there. It was always great. Me and all my friends were into classic rock when we were growing up, so it was free concert. They're always great to go down and see.
Free, that's the thing, free. So did you grow up with the classic rock music?
Yep. I always listened to the Beatles and the Zeppelin and the Stones, stuff like that.
Was that your parents doing, I would imagine?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Are they into music, or do they play instruments or anything?
My mom played the flute. My dad is he's a professional listener. He's really good at critiquing.
Oh, I like that.
He's really good at criticizing. But no, they don't play.
Well, that's okay. You know, I mean, I'll say I don't play. I mean, I plunk away at a guitar and a piano years ago with that, but there's a great appreciation for all the music, so, we're a big part of it as well, listening it and promoting it and playing it and talking about it. So was there something that a particular band or album or something that really got you started that your parents might have been playing?
When I think my sister Gabriella was in the 4th grade, and my dad got her a cassette of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh.
So the Beatles for me. What was it for you?
For me, it was probably Albert King that made me want to play music and stick with guitar. I started off with punk rock music. That was the generation I grew up in, like when Offspring were before they were mainstream, and bands like Rancid and stuff. That the emotion I was trying to express was angst at that age, and it was very emotional to me. But as soon as I got involved with blues and heard how it can be as emotional but in a different way, I was hooked.
Expressing
Obviously,
emotions
Stevie
without
Ray.
anger.
Stevie Ray was a huge influence also, but once I found him, you got to work backwards and find out where he got his style from. All these guys are just amazing in the 50s and 40s and 60s. Just guys can't play like that anymore. Everyone's trying to learn how to play like dudes were playing in the 50s. In the blues now, it's amazing.
Well, and the blues is such a base for so many musicians and genres. Yeah.
Jazz came from blues.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, interesting. And so you guys are part of the Dirty Basement Blues Band, so obviously blues is your main thing. How many guys in the band now?
It's a 5-piece band. It started as a trio with just Joe, the drummer Mike, and the bass player Brian. And they brought me in to sing, and then we were going into a second time playing the Detroit Blues Society Blues Challenge, and we adopted a keyboard player, Pete Zychek, and he just stuck with it. He meshed really well with the band, so he stayed in, and we've been together, about 3 years now, 4 years?
As a whole band, a little over 3 years.
That's pretty good.
Me and the drummer had played together in a previous band called Jam Sandwich for nearly 10 years.
Jam Sandwich?
Sandwich.
Sandwich?
S-A-M-I-C-H.
Oh,
They were
Sandwich.
so good.
We did some CSX events and riff
I was
events.
going to say, it sounded a
and-
little familiar.
Yeah, we did a lot of shows over the course of 10 years. But me and Mike have been playing together forever, the drummer, so.
I like the name, Jam Sandwich.
Sandwich, yeah.
They were delicious.
That band split, and I wrote some songs with just Mike as a duo, and we needed to find a bass player, so we got our friend Bodie, Brian Miller, to play bass, and we kind of just started playing again. Like, I took a little hiatus from playing, and wrote a bunch of new songs, and this is kind of where Dirty Basement Blues came from, is out of me always wanting to play more bluesy rock as opposed to Jam Sandwich, which was like a jam band, like kind of Grateful Dead-ish,
Okay.
Fish-ish, stuff
Okay.
like that. But blues was always a big influence, so having Frank and Pete is like my dream blues rock band,
Well, and you guys are obviously doing well. You said this group, only 3 years, a little over 3 years, and you've already won some awards, which is pretty impressive with that short of time. Let's see, Detroit Music Awards?
We were nominated last year for Best Blues Recording and Best Blues Live Act, I think. Same as this year, I think. Well, I'm not sure, actually, this year.
The 17th, the nominations come out.
I was going to say, we haven't seen, I mean, there's the full list that
Yeah.
we've all voted on, and now they'll condense that down to 5 in each category.
hope.
So, all right, so we'll
We
keep
hope,
our
Pam.
fingers crossed for you. The 17th, is that,
Yep,
because I know they
17th.
extended it, so.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the 5th actually the 5th was a cutoff for voting. It was supposed to be late February was a cutoff for voting, but they extended it.
I was going to say, it seemed like they I kept getting, oh, we're extending it,
Yeah.
so I don't know what the deal is with that, but
Kind of a good thing, probably.
yeah, sure. But well, good. The 17th will make sure. If you are part of the music scene, you should be able to vote.
Yes.
So, and if you're not registered to vote and you are part of the music scene, please go register because
Yeah, and it's not limited to musicians either. You can be a camera guy, you could be a photographer, you
Yes.
could be a sound guy, lighting guy,
yes,
roadie, anything.
anything.
Girlfriend of the bass player.
Girlfriend. Well, every vote counts, so.
That was a joke. Bass players
I
don't
know.
have
I was
girlfriends.
going to say that
Oh.
they'd have to exist first.
Oh, I
Sorry,
did. I'm
buddy.
sorry. That. Oops.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, he's not. That's funny. Someone said to me once, you know, I'm on the dating scene, and that someone says, "Don't date the bass players." I don't know what that meant or anything, but now that you just said that, oh, that's kind of interesting. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Dirty Basement Blues Band. Now, do you guys write your own? You have what? One album, two albums?
We have one studio album, one live album out. We're in the works of getting back in the studio for a second album. Most of the original music's written by Joe. Pete has written a couple songs, and Brian, the bass player, has written a couple songs. And things are churning out pretty nicely right now, and we're actually in the midst of preparing for a show Friday at Callahan's Music Hall in
Oh,
Auburn
great
Hills.
place.
Yep, and that's where we recorded our live album last March, I want to say.
Okay.
So that's the album I believe we put up to be nominated hopefully this year for Detroit Music
Okay,
Award. So
okay.
we'll see what
We'll
happens.
see, yeah.
Yep, but we won the Detroit Blues Society Blues Challenge 2014 and went down to Memphis and got to play in an International Blues Challenge. That was awesome, great experience.
Oh yeah.
And you know, ever since then things have been clicking for us pretty good. We've been on a lot of festivals over summers, and
I think it helps that you have original music.
Absolutely.
I mean, people love to hear covers. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody loves that. I mean, it clicks with people and they can relate. They feel more connected to the band.
Right.
But when you have originals, it really shows your capabilities. You know, I mean, how talented. I mean, it takes a lot to write a song.
Sure.
You know, so you have to have that.
Yeah, it does.
That-
I feel like your audience gets more familiar with your original songs, and as soon as if they start to know them and they're a little catchy and they remember them, they're hooked. They come back, they want to see it, and then our crowds say, you know, we want to hear Blues to You or a certain original song, and there's nothing better
yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
Having the audience want to hear
Yeah.
your music.
You know, that's a big pat on the back when, you know, someone does say, and, you know, request one of your originals.
Oh, yeah.
That's really impressive. So, well, tell you what, let's get to a song.
Okay.
So what do you want to start with here?
Start with When I'm Free.
Sure.
When I'm Free?
Yep.
Is this on one of the albums?
It's on our first album.
First album? Okay.
I think it's the first song on the first album.
First song on the first record called Coming Clean.
Coming
is the
Clean.
record. The song's called When I'm Free.
All righty.
Whoa, when I'm free, I'm gonna step outside. Yeah, I'm gonna scream, baby, with all my might. If I'm gone, I wanna see the light now. Take me from the darkness of the night. Yeah, it's alright. Take away the darkness of the night, mama. Oh, I say, yeah. Oh, when I'm home, I'm gonna change my ways. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, baby, when I see your face. If I'm saved, I better see the light now. take me from the darkness of the night. All right now, take away the darkness, baby. Oh, mhm. Oh, when I'm free, I'm gonna step outside. Yeah, I'm gonna scream, baby, with all my might. If I'm saved, I better see the light now. Take me from the darkness of the night. Oh, right now. Take away the darkness of the night, baby. Oh, take away the darkness. All right. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice.
When I'm free.
When I'm free, off the first CD.
You can hear that on Pandora or Spotify Internet Radio.
Okay.
You can stream all of our songs on those two services, if you were so inclined.
If you're so inclined. Awesome. Very good. Now, do you play any instruments?
I'm a guitar player.
He's a really great guitar player.
Yeah, I was in a band called The Counterculture for like 8 years, I think, before I ever met any of these guys. And we all lived in Waterford, and my band and their band would play this bar, a little local watering hole that was like right around the corner from our house. It's called Loon Lake. It was called Sweetwater back then, but the drummer, he lived across the street, so he would just end up at all of our shows, counterculture shows, and he asked me to come over and jam with them one day in the basement, and then I went and saw their band Jam Sandwich, and I think I saw them one time, and then they broke up, and I was at the after party.
We were in the same city for 10 years, and then he saw us once, and we broke up.
Yep. That's the way she goes. It's not
we
my fault.
We never saw his band. He never saw our band. It was just like.
Yeah. I was like,
how it worked out.
it was weird because, I mean, there's a lot of local bands, and Waterford's not short on talent at all, but they were phenomenal. They were an amazing band, and I saw them the first time, and I was like, man, that's what it's supposed to be like, huh?
Uh-huh.
And then they were like, yeah, we're not going to play anymore. And I was like, why? It's like taking away a kid's puppy.
Now, were the band Counterculture?
Yep.
Was that a blues band as well?
That was like a classic rock band. We had probably 10 or 13 originals. We played more covers towards the end. The drummer ended up moving down to Florida, and we just split up. It was a little power trio. A good money-making band. It was fun.
It was a great band.
Yep. We had a good time.
Chalk it up to experience.
I think, I started that band, I was like 14 years old, and we were having the drummer's dad was getting us into Boomer's Roadhouse in Waterford, and we were playing bar gigs and stuff. And
At 14?
Yeah, and I kept shaving my face until I grew a beard, and I'd get the waitresses to serve me beer and stuff. Sorry,
oh my
everybody.
goodness. Uh-oh. That's not good. At 14, so you started, when did you start playing guitar and start singing?
I got the guitar when I was 12.
Okay.
My dad bought me a green Squire Stratocaster. I still have it. It's got skeleton stickers on it. Cool. And I started singing when I was like 5. I was in church choir when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I was on musicals and stuff growing up all through school, and I was in the top choir in high school, section leader. First tenor.
Oh, that is impressive.
Oh, yeah.
You play saxophone, too, didn't you?
Yep, I played saxophone, baritone, and alto. Same key, so it's not really it's not as cool as it sounds, but I did play
Don't have
both
to say
those.
that. Just
I'm
let
just
people
laying-
think it is.
Laying out the cards on the table. But yeah.
Baritone guitar and guitar.
So yeah, my whole family, both my sisters, they played piano and flute and clarinet, and my sister Angela played the French horn and piano.
Wow.
They're both amazing
Musical
singers,
family.
better singers than I am, but they didn't pursue it as hard as I did.
You ever think of pulling them up on stage once in a while?
I'm not trying to have them steal my thunder.
Oh.
Didn't Gabby sing with us?
Yeah, Gabrielle sang with us once or twice.
Okay.
Yep.
I just kind of sometimes, get a little female sound in there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of cool.
I
They,
love-
You know.
my
love
sisters
female
can
singing.
wail. They really can.
Well, it's interesting that you continued on with it. And
Just loved it. I don't. It's like for me, it's all about the passion. And you see a lot of bands come and go,
Mhm,
and
yes.
they can be technically proficient players and amazing and have the greatest Blues Brothers choreography, but they have no passion for it, and it's just kind of like watching a cardboard cutout. They sound perfect, but it's so.
That's interesting. You said that one of the interviews in here in my Over Easy Conversations, and I have to think which guy it was, but he was talking about he teaches, and he teaches guitar, and he said he'd rather teach the kids that have no skill but have the passion for it than the kids that have the skill and they're just like la-di-da, you know, whatever, you know, my parents are making me do it, whatever it might be. He said he'd rather take those kids with that passion and he can make them, you know, he knows those are the better players down the long run.
That's where natural ability lies, is in the ability to want to keep going.
Yeah.
Like my wife, for example, she played piano for 10 years, but her parents made her take lessons. Now she doesn't like to play as much, but like my parents took away my guitar. They told me not to have friends over playing, and that like pushed me. Like,
there you go.
I'm gonna find where my guitar is hidden. I'm gonna go to my friend's house and invite everyone over.
Reverse
like,
psychology there.
Oh yeah.
It was the exact opposite for me. My dad, he bought me the guitar. He built and bought my first PA system for me. He always wanted me to do more and more and more and more, and go for it. But he never pushed me to practice. He would never saxophone, anything. I always just did it because I wanted to. And you can find people that they were forced to play from the time they were a young kid, like Mozart. You know, he was playing at 4, but they don't like playing.
Right.
They don't like doing it. It brings back bad memories of being forced to play. You know, they're really good, but they're not. Their heart's not in it.
Yeah, and you can tell, I think, when someone's on stage, you can tell that they want to be there or they're just doing it. You know, you can almost feel the difference in a lot of bands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's different audiences that will accept that. Like, there's one audience that might want to see someone like more performing and like just like kind of doing their thing, as opposed to seeing someone who's like really into their instrument. There's very different audiences that like those sort of things. Like, the audience we're catering to is more the original people, like original music, like the feeling more than the look and the attitude. Like, for
Well
me,
said,
that's the major divergence when, you know.
Well, and you have to imagine, you know, these artists that get up night after night, you know, on these big tours, whatever, and sing the same songs. You know, it's a whole new audience out there, and you better have passion for that, and because it's going to relate to the audience, and the audience, you know, if they go away feeling good, even though you sang that song for the, you know, gazillionth time, I think that makes a huge difference. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. So, now, and how did you get started then?
I pretty much begged for a guitar my whole life. My dad played drums. There's a Stanley family band up north, like a bunch of hillbillies, playing bluegrass and stuff. And I always heard the stories and watched VHS tapes of them like playing, like Turn the Page and stuff like that. Like, awesome. But I was into singing, like my very young parents, so they kind of grew up with me in the 80s, listening to like Bon Jovi and stuff like that, and Aerosmith. So I got really big into music as a young child and sang a lot. But once I was 9 years old, I finally convinced my stepdad and mom to get me a guitar. But the deal was, this is our guitar, and we're going to take lessons together, and we're going to do this together, which never happened. But it was awesome because I finally got a guitar, and like, I just never stopped. I immediately found guys to play with, started playing shows with like me and older guys, like in their 30s and 40s, just like doing blues. What really, really did it for me, though, is when I was 13, I met Eric Burden and Kim Simmons from Savoy Brown, and did this blues competition at in Novi, at the Novi International Blues, whatever it was back in the day. It was when CSX used to host it. Pasman was there. Yeah. So I did this competition, and I won this competition against all these older dudes, and won this Les Paul. But like, I got to talk to all these older guys that are like legends, and they were like, "Yeah, man, keep playing, keep doing. You're sounding great." I got to like play with Eric Burden, like House of Rising Sun. I was just like, "Oh my God!" But like that moment really was like, "All right, you can do this."
So did you self-teach yourself, or?
I took lessons briefly from a guy named Todd Best, who is the Killer Flamingos guitar player. He's a very versatile, amazing player. And that was maybe about a year. After that, I just kind of figured it out from records and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, there's the passion.
Right.
You know?
That's the best way to learn. You listen to the records until they're wore out and just pick the licks out.
Did you have lessons, or?
I think I took 3 lessons.
Oh, okay.
Never took 1 lesson. No, I took 3 lessons from a guy named Robert Michigan. He teaches guitar at Motor City Guitar. I don't know if he still does there or not, but he taught me the major scale and the minor scale, and I had a kind of understanding musical theory because I was in choir and band.
Oh,
and
right.
stuff, so
Yeah. You had the bass down.
just
so.
took it and ran with it, and I got a chord book of all these Beatles songs. I just sat there and played.
Beatles are hard to
songs.
play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just strumming chords and singing. And that's how I learned to sing and play at the same time, and that's what I can do pretty well, is sing and play a lot of things some people can't do. So that's a whole different magic right there.
Yeah, the
singing.
coordination of both of those together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. When I see, and I'm going to bring this up, The Voice is a great show. I like to follow that. And Laith El-Sadi right now is on there, and I think his blind audition is coming up tonight, I think. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. And of course, he's a big blues guy. And have you ever played with him, or?
I have not.
I've never played with him, but I've seen him many times over the years. He's opened up for some big guys at Magic Bag in Ferndale.
Yes.
That's where I live. So I think I saw him open for Dick Dale there once.
I opened for Greg Allman one time.
I've seen
He
him.
opens for Leon Russell a lot.
Yeah.
Leon comes to the Magic Bag, and Laith is already it's already booked into the future to open up for Leon. So.
All I've ever heard about Laith is what a great guy he is, and I saw the video from The Voice, and he just nails it.
Oh yeah, he is a great guy, and he's in my conversations book here, and yeah, he's super nice guy, yeah, and talent, good grief,
He's a real deal. He's like not someone that's like he's done it all already. Now he just needs that little push to really get people to see how good he is. There's people like him just lurking in the shadows all over this country. Like those people with real talent like him and drive need to be just a little push, and he'll just kill it. He's awesome.
Well, that'd be fun. You guys can play with him sometime.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I've had so many people say, you should, American Idol's in town, you should go down there. I'm like,
I mean, that's the kind of thing.
Seeing a guy like Laith on a show like that makes me think, all right,
Exactly.
we could go down there. We could do, America's Got Talent or something like that.
Yeah.
Makes it seem not like it's a beauty pageant or like a popularity contest. Like that guy's for real.
Yeah. Very good. How about we hear another song?
Certainly.
All right. What do you got for us?
It's called You Don't Act the Same to Me.
And is this on the first one, or?
This is going to be on the live record. And,
Oh, okay.
It'll be recorded on the upcoming album that we're writing right now.
You're working on a new one?
Yep.
Okay. When did you expect that to come out?
Last December. I don't know. We're working on it.
I hear that so often. It's like someone says, I'm going to, I've got a new album I'm working on, and it just, it takes a while.
We're about halfway done writing.
Oh, that's good. That's not bad.
Then we got to
Halfway done, that's impressive,
We started writing these songs like last summer, so
Okay.
it's a coming.
Well, at least you're working on it, that's the thing. All right, so again, this is called You Don't
Act the Same to Me.
All right.
I can move a mountain, but you say it ain't enough. I'll bring you back diamonds and pearls, darling. You'd say it ain't the right stuff. Yeah. Tell me where my little girl go. You don't act the same to me. No, no, no. I remember way back when, mama, you weren't always so mean. No, no. Said, whatever happened, baby, you used to be so sweet to me, so sweet to me. Something strange, mama, you don't act the same to me. No, no, you don't act the same.
whoa. Don't know why you play your game. Oh, no, no. So don't know why you play your game, mama. All you wanna do is hurt me. Don't take me out with your friends, girl. Oh, you turn around, you desert me. Something strange, baby. You don't act the same to me. No, no. Oh, no, no. Say it now. Something's changed, girl. You don't act the same to me. Whoa, whoa.
Nice. Little tambourine there on the foot.
A little bit. Dude, this is I took my daughter to Guitar Center and she liked it, so I bought it for her. But I've been using it. It only fits on her ankle.
Oh.
She runs around like.
Sounds great.
I like
Yeah,
it. I
that's
like
funny.
It. It's cool.
Yeah. How old?
She's two and a half.
Oh, that's sweet.
Cutest little girl ever.
She's already full on guitar.
Okay. Well, she sees Dad,
Oh yeah.
and now she puts a tambourine on her ankle.
Yeah.
and She's making
she
music.
Sings, she does the drums. She plays the organ, the old Hammond organ. She's ever since 2 months old. She could stand up. She's stood up and like grabbed my guitar and been like, ooh. Now she can pick up her own guitar, put her strap on. She just goes, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it
Of
back."
course,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, every 2-year-old knows
It's awesome.
Frozen.
Yeah.
I have a granddaughter. She's
Yeah.
4, and she's got a little pink guitar, and she
Yeah.
let it go, let it go.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
funny. That's the same song. It's really
Amazing
cool.
how quick kids
Well,
pick up
good.
that
I mean,
stuff.
yeah, and they're at a younger age. They're able to pick it up a little
Oh,
more.
Soaks right in. Like
Yes.
they don't
Oh, yeah.
forget stuff. That's like she'll remember stuff that I've said one time. She'll be like, remember that one time? I'm like, I guess. I know she's right.
Be careful what you say. Yeah.
know.
That you remember
I've had
everything.
those
Yeah.
moments.
What's her name?
Margaret.
Margaret. Oh,
We call her Margot.
Margot. Okay. Nice. Very good. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Someday she'll be up there singing with
Yeah.
you, right? Yeah.
Hopefully playing bass or
Oh.
drums behind me or something. We gotta have a solid rhythm section.
Stanley Family Band.
There you
I
go.
was just gonna say
Mark
that.
II, the non-hillbilly version.
Yeah. Stanley. What's his guy's name? I just drew a blank.
Ralph Stanley?
Ralph Stanley. Thank
yeah,
you.
he's a distant
yeah.
relative of mine.
Yeah, in
He's-
family band.
yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Do you have kids, or you're not?
I'm
married?
recently engaged.
That's what I heard. Yes.
Well, recently
Congratulations.
engaged to my beautiful fiance Chelsea, if she's listening. You know, cover all the bases.
Watching.
Hi Chelsea. Hi Chelsea.
Very good.
Yep, getting married in 2017. No kids.
That's not wood, Frank.
Give me some wood. We made a 2-year no baby policy when we got engaged.
Interesting.
Strict
Okay.
2-year no baby policy. We'll see if it works out. See what happens.
Let it flow. Whatever happens,
There you
happens,
go.
right?
I do want
Well,
kids
Yeah, okay.
eventually.
Very fun. Well, you see, what Joe and his daughter. So
It's a lot of fun.
Hopefully,
I recommend it.
hopefully our child will be half as cute as Joe's kid. She's adorable.
Thanks, Frank.
oh yeah. All right. Time for the Pam exam.
Sure. I wasn't ready for a test. I didn't know there was going to be a test.
No test.
All right.
Just some simple questions. Okay. And it's just off the top of your head, just whatever comes to mind. And you both answer, please.
You go first.
Okay.
Oh, so he can think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm
All
ready.
right.
I'm always ready.
First record you ever bought?
First record I ever bought was probably Stevie Ray Vaughan Greatest Hits.
Ooh.
The one's olive green cover.
Ooh, good one.
So lame. Blink 182. Take off your pants and jacket.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, just your age. That's not that's nothing lame about that.
That was the first record I ever bought, not the first record I
right,
ever had.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I know that. That's why I say that you bought, because
Right.
people grow up with their older siblings records or their parents' records, or whatever. But when you spend your own money,
I
it
bought
makes
it at Media Play. Remember when that was a thing?
No, I don't remember Media Play.
Oh man.
Oh,
was a
yes,
Harmony House.
yes.
That was a great story.
Yes, they had a lot of videos and yes, games. Oh my gosh, that was a while ago.
Yes, it was.
You could get some good stuff there. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
That's where I got my Song Remains the Same DVD, but that's a story for a different time.
And why is that?
It's just a different story. It's not part of the PAM exam.
Okay, well then we'll
Strict
move on
rules.
to the next question. First concert you ever attended?
Elton John, probably 1993 or something. It was awesome.
Puts on a good show.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Was it
I
with
was very
Billy
young.
Joel or just
Nope,
solo?
it was by
Okay,
himself. And like the month after, I saw Janet Jackson at Pine Knob, which was also awesome, like Velvet Rope Tour era,
Oh.
when she was like looking
I've
good.
not seen Janet.
Great background dancers, awesome.
First concert I ever saw was Foghat, and I remember because it was a $5 voucher concert, and I was like 12, and my dad wanted to take my older sister Angela, and I was like, she doesn't even know who Foghat is, and I did, of course, right?
Of
Fool for the
course.
city. So we all went, the whole family went, and it was a good time. It was definitely a good time.
That's some rock in there.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Your favorite non-music pastime?
Favorite non-music pastime? Probably like coloring with my kid or doing Play-Doh.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah, I really pretty simple. Yeah, that. Probably that.
I like that. That's all right, Frank.
Non-music.
Non-music.
That's all I
You
do.
can't live music 24/7. Come on.
When I'm not doing music, I'm studying accountancy. I go to school pretty much every other waking hour of the day that I'm not at work or at band practice. It's not my favorite thing to do. We play kickball on Sundays,
I was gonna
spring and
say,
summer. That's
kickball.
Kickball.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
We just we all get together,
fun.
a bunch of kids my age, and we just play kickball at one of the local parks. No, nothing organized or anything. We pick teams, backyard style. And
Oh, I like that.
It's a lot of fun.
That is fun.
Mhm.
Why? I haven't heard that term in a while. Kickball.
Kickball?
go to work on Monday morning, feel like you got hit by a truck. Everybody, it starts out fun and then it gets real serious, and everybody's playing as hard as they can.
Slide. No.
Yes.
It's gravel.
Throw the ball at him.
Yeah.
So you're going to school for accounting? Is that?
Yep.
Well, that's an opposite end.
I'm finishing up Oakland Community College right now, and actually I have a class tonight, and then I'll be at Walsh College next year, and I'll have my
Business
bachelor's
college.
degree. Yep.
Oh, good. So, are you planning to do this because of the music business? So you're geared for that, or is this something what?
Just a fallback, and I've always been good with numbers, so I figured why not? I wasn't doing anything else. It still affords me. I'm working 40 hours right now, so when I'm done with school, I actually will have so much free time just working 40 hours and having two bands that I won't even know what to do with myself. So I figured it'll afford me money, allow me to still play. It's a day job. You can still go out at night.
Yeah.
The job I was working before, we were working 2 to 10s or 3 to 11s or till midnight most of the time, so it was kind of impeding music. So you got to have a day job.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of musicians do that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, until you get that humongous big break,
It's coming.
it's coming.
Yeah.
Keep our hopes up for you, right?
Pam Rossi Show, aren't we? Topper most of the popper most fans.
Ah.
20th floor, man. This
Twen-
is no joke.
All right. How about your most memorable music moment?
Oh, wow. I would probably say that story I told you about the blues, the International Blues Festival in Novi, when I got to meet Eric Burden and
Yeah.
Spencer Davis. I didn't mention that.
Oh,
Spencer
yeah.
Davis. Amazing. That was cool. I mean, like Paz, man, because I listened to Paz Man on the radio since I was super young, and I was called in and be like, play some Robin Ford or something like that. Then I got to meet him, and I was like, oh, wow. I'm just this little kid.
Paz, man, cool guy.
Paz,
Yeah.
super cool guy.
Yeah.
He works at Booze, and we do some gigs there, so
Okay.
get to see him.
Cool.
So.
Very good. How about you?
My most memorable music moment was when I was 16. Robin Trower was coming to the Royal Oak Music Theater, and my dad had blown him up in my head for like an entire year. He was like, when I was 16, I went and saw Robin Trower. He bought
Okay.
me tickets, and me and my buddy Thayer drove down there on like a Tuesday night on a school night, and it was general admission. The place was packed, and we were like front row, and there was a DVD from that concert, and on the inside cover, you can see me and my friend Thayer from the
Oh, fun.
stage.
Your
Yep.
long, super long hair.
Yep. And we were standing there like this. Whoa. But just every bit as amazing as my dad had blown it up in my head to be, and I've seen him every time he's come since.
Yeah.
And I think he's coming in May this year,
Yeah.
but he's amazing. The band's super tight, and that was a great concert.
Yeah, he's good. I like the fact he does make a point to always, come
Oh,
by
yeah.
around at
Every
least
year.
every other year, doesn't it? Seems
It's
like.
been like every year for a long
Yep.
time.
Really?
He
And
was
look.
06, 08, 09, yeah, from 06, 08, all the way forward, yep. He's been every year.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that when they know that people here really appreciate the music. I mean, it's so huge here,
Oh,
and it's nice when a national artist come through because people appreciate good music.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Bottom
at
line.
Joe Louis to see The Who 2-3 weeks back, and they came out, and the crowd went nuts, and Roger Daltrey said, "Sounds like Detroit."
No.
Yep.
And they did a whole thing on Russ Gibb
Rock
and the Grandy.
City.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it was very cool.
The Grandy, they're having a big event coming up, and the 50th anniversary. It's amazing. For some reason, as much as I've been involved with music, and I'm not as young as you guys, but I never made the Grandy. I think because we moved out of the Metro Detroit area, and then I went to Western, so I was on the other side of the state for
Okay.
several years.
Wow.
So I kind of missed that, unfortunately, but
Right.
I'm reliving it through everybody else right now.
A lot of good pictures floating
And
around.
the Louder Than Love
Yeah.
movie with
Awesome.
Tony D'Annunzio. So, well, I'll make up for it, but that is cool.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. If you were a spice, what would it be?
Oh. I would probably say curry. Just because I love curry.
Okay.
And it's, nice flavor, not super hot. Sticks with you, I'd say.
I'm going to go with
That's all
the
I
easy
got.
answer and say allspice.
Allspice.
No, I'm just kidding. How about, does garlic count as a spice? Would you count it?
It's an herb.
Well, I
Could
guess
be-
like garlic powder or
No,
something.
all right, that was a cheap shot. All right, I'll take
I'm
it back.
garlic powder.
How about rosemary?
Okay.
Okay.
Because it tastes nice in potatoes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ah, and chicken.
Yes, exactly.
All right. If you had the chance to work with someone, and they could be dead or alive, who would you love to collaborate with?
I would say Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
Just because
yeah.
he's like the most genius writer, I think, that's still alive, but maybe ever, as far as how his songs can have such mass appeal but be so different as far as genre, like from one song to the next. Like
Yeah.
He's
his
amazing.
catalog is like reggae, R&B, funk, like progressive, like
Yeah.
totally classical stuff. It's beautiful. I would love to write a song.
All
with
right.
him.
Good answer.
Hmm.
How about you, Frank? He's thinking. They could be dead or alive, like I said.
John Lennon.
Good answer.
That's a tough question.
That
Because
is
you
a tough
go
question.
musician, producer,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Andy Warhol, George Martin.
Oh,
George
George
Martin.
Martin. Well, you could learn a lot from him, wouldn't you?
He was doing more with 4-track tape than people are doing with Pro Tools with 72 inputs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
1962.
He had a good he knew his stuff. He had a good vision.
Nobody can take credit for the Beatles sound, but if anybody could, it would be George Martin.
Mhm.
He was the guy that pushed them as far as they went, as far as they wanted to go. He brought
Right.
everything out of their heads onto tape.
He arranged a lot of their material too.
Yeah.
Like
And
while Paul
he
was
played
writing.
piano on some of their
Oh, yeah.
songs too, which is kind of cool. That's just to say you were played on the Beatles as well,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. All right. All right. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Can it be anything or musically?
Anything.
Oh boy.
Anything.
I like chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay.
I like dark chocolate.
I like the song "Call Me Maybe." I really do.
No.
And I don't listen to it all the time, but when it comes on, I listen to it.
I like Mariah Carey.
Yeah, that's all right. Butterfly. That's a good tune.
Pretty good.
My sister Angela loved Mariah Carey. The video where she's on the roller coaster. I don't know what song that is, but
I don't know.
Oh man,
Always be my baby. I think.
is that it?
She has
Wow.
the voice of an angel.
That's funny.
She
My,
could
my
open a
wife
garage
loves
door.
to pick on me about.
She what? She could open a garage door?
With the picture of her
Oh.
voice.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. We read it out of Tiger Beat magazine or something when we were kids.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She
Oh,
could hit
that's
a note high
funny.
enough to open a garage door.
That's funny. That's a new one.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. All right, well, that's the Pam exam. Thank you very much.
Did we
for-
pass?
Yes, you
All
did.
right.
Yes, you did. How's that?
All right.
Dirty Basement A.
Dirty Basement A, yes. A+. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, how about another song?
Okay.
What do you got for us?
This song's about where I just left. It's called Day Job.
Ah. All right.
Wake up every morning, you run as fast as you can, racing for the punch clock, to hustle for the man. You don't let that rat race or bring you down to your knees. If you keep on running, they say you're gonna get some cheese. But you keep on dreaming, and the telephone keeps on ringing, and the emails keep on streaming in, and the boss man keeps on screaming. He says, no more daily grinding with your ear on the phone. I'm gonna have to quit my dead end desk job and strike it out on my own. But they said, don't you, don't you quit your day job now. If you could choose, I know you'd play the blues. Well, it's good for thrills, but you got to pay your bills. You can play my diaper, but you got to play for free. And you can play my theater boy, but you're gonna have to pay me. Or come teach my kid guitar, I might chip in for your gas. Ain't no money in rock and roll in this plan, it just won't last. There's a doctor bill, a water bill, a power bill, a gas bill, a car note, and no rent. The student loan, the house repair, the plumbing bill, baby, now the grocery money's spent. But they said, don't you quit your day job now. If you could choose, I know you'd play the blues. Well, it's good for thrills, but you got to pay your bills. On Tuesday morning, I got to pay your bills. All right now, on Tuesday morning you'll see me at the Pam Rossi Show. Ask the boss man, can I cut out early? He said, that ain't gonna go. On Friday night you'll see me playing down in the bar. I'm gonna scream all night long. Joe gonna play that there guitar. Oh, Monday morning. Oh, Monday morning, oh, can't quit your day job now, baby. Got to pay your bills. I said, well, it's good for thrills, but you got to pay your bills. And I know, it's good for thrills, but you got to pay your bills. Oh, yeah. And it's such a drag.
I like that one.
That's a song written by Pete, the keyboard player.
Oh, that is cool. Is that on an album or a CD?
I don't think so.
That's written for the next album now.
Okay. So you're working on the new album.
We had just finished writing that song when we recorded the live album, and it was recorded, but we didn't like the take of it, so we cut it. So there's nowhere to hear that song except for the Pam Rossi Show.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. That was good.
You can hear that song Friday night at Callahan's Bar and Grill in
Yes,
Auburn
we'll talk
Hills.
about that. That is are you the only one on the bill, or is there other?
This is a special show because me and the drummer Mike Conley are in another band called Slowfoot, where we both play the guitar and I sing. And Joe has been doing an acoustic thing, opening up for bands at Callahan's and playing different clubs around town. And so he's going to open the show on acoustic. Joe is he.
Joe is he.
Joe, is he?
Joe is he for the listeners out there. Joe's going to open the show on acoustic, and Slowfoot, my second band, is going to play an hour after that, and then Dirty Basement Blues will headline. And all these same acts that rehearse out of the Dirty Basement, the show is called It Came from the Dirty Basement. So that's Friday night at Callahan's, $5 at the door.
Very cool. What time is the
8 p.m. till 11:30.
Okay. That'd be good. Great place to see
Oh,
a
yeah.
show.
Peter
Great place
J, the
to
sound audio engineer there, is top notch. Mike Moss, the owner, is a great guy. It's like home base for us. We love playing there.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of close to where you're at. So
Yep.
Waterford.
Not far at all.
Okay, good. So that's this Friday, and then anything else on the horizon with you guys?
For Dirty Basement,
Let's take a look at the old calendar
April
here.
24th.
Well, the question is, where do people find all the information?
I would go to facebook.com/dirtybasementblues.
Okay.
All of our shows are up there, and if you go to the events section, you can find all our shows, pictures, video. We have a YouTube channel. Just search Dirty Basement Blues.
Okay.
Like Frank said, we have a Pandora station, our very own Pandora station, so on there.
Okay.
Reverb Nation, we're on there, and there's 2 free songs off our album you can download on Reverb Nation. They're free. I think it's the first 2 songs on the album.
I haven't heard about Reverb Nation in a while.
It's like a band type page.
I haven't. It seems like it's kind of
Yeah, it's those kind of
drifted
things.
away a little bit.
Yeah, they get popular, then they kind of
Yeah.
like it's supposed to link up with your Facebook, so
Oh, okay.
If you want the really cool parts of it, you have to pay,
pay
for it.
for it. Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody likes
okay.
paying for things.
No, yes.
Facebook
Well,
is just the
musicians
easiest
can't
way.
be buying that kind of stuff.
I don't have time to buy things. By the way, buy our record. It's on Amazon and iTunes.
There you go.
So the next couple shows we have Friday night at Callahan's
Okay.
and Auburn Hills, and then we have a little bit of a break until April the 16th. We're playing at the Elks Club in Waterford. That's just us, and then another big show at Callahan's coming up. We're opening for Laura Rain and the Caesars. I don't know if you've heard of that band.
I have not.
They're touring all over the country. Great singer. George Friend is a guitar player. Great band, great blues act. They're from here. They've been touring for like the last 2 years, just all up and down everywhere. So,
I have not heard that.
yep, keep your eye out for them. She's an amazing, amazing singer. I think she's been on the Andalisi show recently.
Okay.
So, keep your eyes peeled for that. That's April 22nd at Callahan's.
Again, at Facebook is where
Yes.
everything is. You can find all the information about you guys and everything. Because you don't have a website, I think.
We have one built, but it's not launched really.
Yeah, we're in the process of kind of getting her up and running.
Well, it's kind of, I think a lot of times, I mean, Facebook is great, you know,
Yeah.
but the problem with Facebook is you kind of get lost, you know, things scroll down and, you know, you
Right.
lose things quickly if you're not, you know, staring at it 24/7,
Right.
unfortunately. But, and a website, I think for musicians is really important,
Yeah.
you know, but then again, someone's got to monitor.
It's amazing how many musicians don't have websites. Like that's what I found. And if they are up, they're not updated.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the
That's
thing. You have to have
important.
someone like maintaining it, make sure it gets paid. We don't really have
Yeah.
that. It's like we do everything ourselves. So with Facebook, I mean, it's been amazing.
Well, as long as people can find you, that's
Yeah.
the main thing. And you know, if they have to go digging,
Yeah, right.
and then
They won't.
they won't. Yeah. You know, after 1 or 2 clicks, if they don't find what they're looking
Right.
for, you're done. You know,
We're
so-
the only
the
Dirty
only
Basement
dirty-
blues band in the country.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps.
We can guarantee that.
How'd you come up with that name?
It's not clever. We practice in a really dirty basement. That's it.
These guys have been joking about like Dirty Basement Records because this was before Dirty Basement Blues formed. It was still like the remnants of a few bands rehearsing in the basement and stuff, and they were just saying, "Oh yeah, we're like Dirty Basement Records, like Cadillac Records," you know what I mean?
Right.
So one day I was like, after we formed as a trio, I was like, let's just call the band Dirty Basement Blues, and it kind of stuck, so
Yeah.
it worked out. And DBB is kind of cool to put on a sticker and stuff like that.
No parent wants to admit that was their basement, right?
No, it's an adult man's basement.
It's yeah.
Okay,
It's
that
a
works.
grown man's basement. His mother
I
has
used to
nothing to do
live-
with it.
I used to live in the basement when I lived there. I lived with Mike for probably 8
Oh,
years on and off. But the basement bedroom was mine, which is now our studio. We have a full studio down there and stuff, so it's cool.
Do me a favor and go through the names. You mentioned some of the first names,
Sure.
but the full names of all the members in the band.
The drummer's name is Mike Conley. The keyboard player who plays lovely Hammond organ now is Pete Zychek. Brian Miller plays bass. This is Joe Stanley, plays lead guitar, and I'm Frank Grimaldi, singer. And that's it. That's,
Do you ever get the guitar out with the band?
no, not with this band. It was just I think when we started this band, I was playing guitar and singing in 2 other bands. So Joe was like, "Hey, you know, I've never been just the only guitar player in a band before. Do you mind doing it?" I'm like, "No, I don't mind." And then it was like right afterwards, both of those other bands that I was playing guitar in broke up, so that's why we started Slowfoot. But it's not sonically necessary in this band. Pete fills up a lot of the rhythm, and it's just, don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yeah, what the heck. And as we said earlier, you know, when you singing and playing guitar, you know, you have to really be on top of things. You know, one little slip of one or the other, you know, that could really mess it up. But yeah, if you're totally focused on the singing part. Then
I definitely notice when I play out with the other band, sing and play all night, I am a lot more worn out at the end of the night from doing two things. I don't know why. You know, it's just.
Well, you have to be more, you know, I mean, really more focused, which takes, you know, some more energy and everything. So that makes sense.
But both things make the other better. The better a guitar player you are, the better singer you're going to be, and the better singer, the more you hear it. I don't know. Works out pretty good.
Absolutely. Any last words you'd like to say? I mean, we talked about make sure, you know, everyone knows about your event coming up at Callahan's, which is going to be, it should be a great night of music. It's fun that you know, that you're kind of intertwining through the whole evening. That makes sense. You have technically three different bands, so you know, even though you're sharing the stage.
We only got to pay one extra.
Yeah, we're adding 2 extra acts and only adding 2 extra people.
Yeah.
And $5, that's pretty reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, starts
it's
at
a
8.
Local show, so.
Yeah, again, great place to see a show. The sound is really good in there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the acoustics or what it is, you know, but
Yeah, the PA was built around the room, and Peter J, the sound engineer, is amazing. Like, he has tuned that room. He knows what exactly to do. Like, he has some sweet vintage style gear that he's built to sound more authentic.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, he's built these little preamp boxes that I plug my acoustic in when I play there. They're built off like the old Motown James Jamerson direct boxes with like vintage transistors and stuff. He's built a few of them. They sound amazing. So
well, you know, if the sound man doesn't know what he's doing, it can ruin everything.
It's apparent. He can make you sound really good or really bad.
He's such a good guy.
So be nice to him.
Always be nice to your sound guy. I mean, when you're thanking the whole band and introducing them, you thank the sound guy too.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
He's a great guy.
Always.
I do
Good point.
I do a little audio engineering work on the side. So, thank the sound guy. Thank the sound guy.
Keep that in mind, everybody. Yes, that's good advice. Good advice. What else do you do sound with?
I work at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield. I mix their services on Friday nights, different concerts.
Okay.
Not rock and roll bands, pretty close, full bands, piano, guitar, drums, bass, choirs up to like 20 people.
Oh, wow.
So.
And I would imagine, because you're on that other end, it helps when you're playing. You can understand a lot, you know, and you can relate to different things happening. And
it helps you to know what they want to know. When you're on the stage and the audio engineer says, "What do you want in your monitor?" Don't just say, "I don't know." Say, you know, "I want some of my voice and his voice and a little bit of the, you know, just say what you want and they'll give it to you. But if you don't know what you want, they're not gonna help you."
Well, how could someone not know what they want?
It's really common.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought that.
Oh, I'm good. I don't want anything. And then you start going on with the show, and they don't have anything coming on. And they're like, I can't hear. I can't hear.
It always cracks me up when I'm watching, you know, watching someone on stage, and they're always looking like at the sound guy, and you know, this or this or whatever. It's like, it's distracting a little bit, but.
Well, at first you think when you're on stage, at first you're thinking, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to. That's their job.
Yeah.
If you can't hear yourself, you say something about it. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings, and
they're used to that.
And it's not unprofessional at all.
Yeah.
If you're on the stage and you need to hear something, you ask for it.
Well, because then it reflects on the sound guy, you know. So they'd rather you ask them and, you know, got it squared away before.
Never compromise the quality of your show or your performance for something silly.
More good work. More good advice. Well, this has been a pleasure having you guys in here, and you know, the little acoustic. I like that. I like that. It sounded good. You know, I think we were talking about maybe getting the whole band in here, but we're not really quite set up for that. But
you could fit in here.
This worked out well with the two of you guys. So, again, the best place to see these guys or to find out where they're going to be playing and follow them is Facebook, and so just go facebook.com/dirtybasementblues. And you'll find all the information there and lots of pictures and good stuff and advice from Frank.
Yes.
Janitor wisdom.
Words of advice.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh, absolutely. It's been my pleasure. So Next week I have Jason Wagner on, and acoustic. It'll be another great hour of music and talk. And again, if you are a musician, make sure you guys do this as well. Get to DetroitMusicStation.com. Send us your videos. There's a link there that how to upload it or send it to us so we can upload it and all the information that we need. So make sure you do that. It is all about Southeast Michigan at this point, musicians. So that's quite a wide range of area for musicians. So if you are in there, eventually we'll spread out through the whole Michigan, and then maybe whatever. But get your videos to us so we can stream those continually when we're not taking a break for the Pam Rossi Show. All right. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I do appreciate that. I'm Pam Rossi. Have a great week.